Tax Ombud as a concept, what does that mean to you? Nigeria is gradually aligning with global best practices, and this concept is one of such alignments. This concept mirrors what you have in the UK, where you have an adjudicator, or what you have in South Africa, which is also called tax ombudsman, or what you have with the Sweden, in the Sweden, they are all similar concepts. The concept where you have a representative whose job is to adjudicate on your behalf. Now, when you look at the Section 33 of the Joint Revenue Board, Establishment Act, Joint Revenue Board of Nigeria Establishment Act 2025, which is one of those four principal acts that constitute the Tax Reform Act that we have been considering over the past month. You are going to find the role of the concept of the Tax Ombud, in this section 33 to about 49 of this particular act. But it's okay for us to just look through what the concept, what it entails. Essentially, Part 6 of that act specifies that there will be office of the Tax Ombud. So this is not just the role of one man. It's not just going to be the role of one man running around on behalf of all taxpayers. There's going to be a proper office that is going to have its own budget, that can sue and may be sued, that can own properties and may dispose of properties, and all of that. Now, the Tax Ombud, the office is also, the law also specifies that the head office should be situated in the FCT, and then you can now have officers. So you have one man who is going to be the Tax Ombud. You then have officers who are going to be working with the Tax Ombud in the office of the Tax Ombud. Now, remember, one of the interesting things with this concept is the fact that there is opportunity for the office to hire as many officers as it deems fit. The only requirement is that it should have at least an office within at least one office within each of the geopolitical zone. Now, let's keep to the part where we talk about the roles of this office of the Tax Ombud, or the officers, within the office. There are several roles that the law has assigned, but just think of the Tax Ombud as someone who you can leverage as a taxpayer. You are having some discrepancies, or you are having some difficulties with the tax authority, and you are explaining the same concept, they are not getting it. There's an office where you can liaise with to be sure that your tax issues or complaints are resolved. Now, someone asked me, Oladejo, who is going to be paying the Tax Ombud? That's a fantastic question. The law also provides that, of course, funding is going to be coming from the government. And I know why the person asks, because there's this popular saying that he who plays the piper dictates the tune. So is it going to be the case where, as a taxpayer, I'm going to be stranded because the ombuds may likely align with the tax authority? This is not how this concept runs in other jurisdictions that have leveraged this concept over the years. And as an expert, I do not expect that our case in Nigeria would run differently. So let us all keep hope alive that the introduction of the Tax Ombud, the office of the Tax Ombud, and indeed the officer, would be a positive development within our taxing regime in Nigeria. We would have, before we then proceed to TAT, or we proceed to court, we will have, as taxpayers, you have such a body that you can leverage their expertise. There are requirements as to what the qualification of the Tax Ombud should be, and those qualifications are quite robust, and expected that it will reflect in the quality of officers that would also work with the Ombud. So there are many things that the law has specified that the Ombud can do. We can review complaints against tax officials and authorities. It can assist to resolve those complaints through mediation, essentially, or conciliation, by adopting informal, fair, and cost-effective procedures. Now, these are just a little out of many other roles that have been assigned to the ombuds. And like I said, it's important for us to stay positive as we all approach the new taxing regime that Nigeria will embrace from 1st of January. I remain Oladejo Adeyemi, and this is Insight with Oladejo, and I will definitely see you on the next one. Keep sharing, keep liking. Let us all ensure that we have our environment and our community well educated ahead of this new tax regime. Bye for now.